So, panelists, feel sorry for you, so I'm gonna, can you see that? Does that work? All right, and then I'm gonna use this. Can I use this? Hello? All right, excellent. See, now I can see it too. So, if there's time, since my wife isn't here, Alexandra was teasing you earlier that I proposed her on a television ad that was going to air on the Super Bowl. And since this is Germany, and I know you'll all promise not to tell her, but maybe we'll play the video afterwards. It's kind of funny. She loses it. It's cool. Okay, so, by the way, raise your hand if yesterday during the keynote I was speaking way too fast and you had trouble catching. Okay, I apologize. I'm going to try and go a little slower today. I don't know. I don't have the German to do it, but maybe if there's something particularly confusing, I'll make Marcus translate for me. Okay. So, I want to talk about some branding and linking and traffic, but actually the first thing that I'm going to talk about with social media marketing is sort of strategically and tactically along some ethical guidelines. So, I think there really are some ethical tenets, right, that apply to us in the social media field. And these primarily are, don't break the law, right? And don't hurt people or organizations. I think if you can stick to those two, you're really on safe ground in the social media field. So, these things include, right, hacking, malware, misdirection, financial fraud, right? You don't want to do these things, email spam. It doesn't include, I think this is particularly interesting, it does not necessarily include anonymity, right? And I know there's folks at this conference who do a lot of anonymous social media marketing and social media optimization. And I believe that this is within ethical guidelines, right? I think omitting relationship details is perfectly okay. And likewise, I think that promoting content to benefit someone is not a bad thing, right? I think it's something that marketers have classically done forever and ever. This is our job. All right. And curiously, without any image, promoting content on contract, which means that basically, if someone has paid you to do promotion, I believe that's your job. I don't think that violates any ethical guidelines either. I think one of the things that people overlook quite a bit is that you're supposed to provide value for your client, right? You need to do the job that is in your contract. And when I see a lot of discussion, I don't know how much this necessarily happens in Germany, but in the US there's a lot of discussion around, oh well, this guy, he's only promoting this because he was paid to. He's only promoting it as a part of his job. It's not that he really believes in it. It's not that it's organic. I find a lot of hypocrisy and some disturbing contradictions of logic in that statement. I mean, social media marketing at its heart is marketing. So, let's apply some of these things. First off, yes, I think we need to promote good content, which means obviously that we need to produce good content. And yes, we should be exposing it to what I like to call the linkerati, right? So there's subsets on the web, right? There's some percentage of the internet that visits your site. There's some percentage that buys from you. And then there's some percentage that can link to you. They have blogs, they own websites, they're journalists, they have Twitter accounts, they have social media profiles, they are active in blogs and forums. These people, right, are sort of the core, the substance of what we target when we do social media marketing. No offense, but your mom is not the audience here, right? She's might be great and probably, I don't know, how many people's moms are on Facebook? So my mom is on Facebook, right? Because she works at SEO. But in the US, let me tell you, this number is quite disturbingly high. Actually, there was some good link bait around the, oh my God, it's my worst fear, my mom's on Facebook. So, and yes, I think we need to participate in social networks, not just because it benefits our clients, but because this is where the conversation is taking place and is starting to take place. And it's going to happen whether we're there or not. One of the things that really concerns me about big brands we'll get on the phone with someone, right? We get on the phone with a client, and they say to us, well, we'd like to engage in some of these things, but we don't think that, our editorial guidelines or our content, we don't think that our lawyers are going to let us, all this kind of stuff. And they say, well, we don't want to potentially create problems. And I come back and say, the problems are going to exist whether you're there or not. The question is just, are you going to be a part of the conversation? Because it's going to take place whether you're there or not. And yes, I think we do need to recruit. Boy, I had a nice picture of Brent and Todd here, and it's gone now. Someone pulled it? It's kind of... All right. So I do think that when I do social media campaigns for our clients at SEO Moz, I don't do the pushing myself. And we don't do the pushing internally at SEO Moz. We actually contract out to, well, the guys who are not pictured there, but a couple of guys in California who know their stuff inside and out and control lots of different accounts and have lots of variety and have the ability to push campaigns. I mean, I don't know if this is going to translate, but they know how to polish a turd. They really do.
I don't know, yeah.
You're not going to polish a turd? Is there a polish a turd? No? It's like scrubbing crap to make it clean. All right, never mind.
That is hard to choose.
So one of the things that sort of irks me is that I see a lot of folks in the social media space complaining that there's not full disclosure, that you're not showing sort of what's actually going on behind the scenes. You're hiding your real intent. So I went ahead and said, well, maybe there's some value in full disclosure, right? So here we go. I created this big submission, right? And full disclosure, I got, P.S. I'm the CEO of this company and promoting it to drive traffic to my site so I get more links, which will make me rich. Do you think that's going to go far on dig? Something tells me it's not. And then I did my full disclosure on Facebook where I said, I'm just using this account to make friends so I can one day send marketing messages to you. That's pretty full disclosure right there. And then I tweeted, I'm only posting interesting things to gain followers and build a personal brand because I'm an egomaniacal, cash-hungry asshole. Just full disclosure, right? I mean, you want to be honest about these things. All right, so I want to do a quick audience poll. I got 4 options up here, and we're going to choose A, B, C, and D. So A is social media marketing is inherently wrong, right? And social media is supposed to be authentic. How many people believe SMM inherently wrong? No one? Okay, so actually the last time I took this quiz, there were a few people in the audience. They were very angry with me. B, social media marketers should disclose any relationships they have about their contracts. People, B, should disclose. Okay, a couple of folks, good. C, social media marketers should be ethical in their practices, but they don't have a specific disclosure obligation. Be ethical, but no specific disclosure obligation. How many folks believe this? This is generally my feeling as well. Okay, great. And D, all's fair in love and marketing wars. Thank you. Yes. That's oh, no, you got as many as the others did. There you go. Okay, so I want to walk through a few things that professional social media marketers